A happy Saturday to everybody, guys. I just wanted us to quickly talk about a story that was going on Twitter for the past few days. So Julius Malema on Twitter, they're saying that he's jealous of Captain Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso, and as he once said, Wuti, countries that are promoting military coups, they should be isolated by the AU, right? And mostly the countries that have that history is Burkina Faso, it's Mali, and then the other one, I'm not sure, it is called Niger or Niger, whatever that you guys, depending on the pronunciation, because you pronounce Agandan. And people were accusing him of being jealous of the guy, and people were saying how was a two-faced and stuff like that. However, this is how I understand Julius Malema. First of all, Julius Malema, what he was saying is that it's very important for us to promote a democratic process, number one. Number two is that if you're going to have a military coup in your country, you're not promoting that. People are going to feel suppressed, and how progressive is that route? Number three, if when you have a military coup can be good today, but tomorrow it can turn to imperialism, where people feel colonized and suppressed. So when you want to have a military coup, you need to be very careful and make sure that the people's rights are not infringed. People don't feel like they are being suppressed or there is some colonialism happening of some kind. Secondly, I'll post both of the videos at the end of this video. Julius Malema also said that last year in the NPA, they're doing an amazing work about Burkina Faso, and that they should continue because Ibrahim is a very progressive leader. And I don't think he would want to have a military coup. But Burkina Faso had military coups for a reason. They didn't just have a military coup. It was for a reason to bring order and stability and for them to be where they are. Because they're doing well in Burkina Faso. And Ibrahim is one of the greatest leaders, and he's young, that we have in Africa. So why is the AU the one that is being called to isolate? It's because the AU is a platform that encourages, that says that military interventions in politics across continents is discouraged because they encourage or they discourage unconstitutional, or they encourage unconstitutional change of government and promotion of stability. So that's why they're against any continent that practices military coup. Uzuma from MKP, I don't want to say that he's in pro military coup. I don't think he is, but he's one of the people that are believing in parliamentary supremacy, where the parliament has the power. And I think that is some form, that might be, that one might be a debate, but some form of dictatorship. But that's what Uzuma is saying. And why are people so obsessed about democracy, guys? I just want you to tell me in the comment section, why do you think people are obsessed about us having a democratic process than having this? Don't you think in South Africa we need a military coup? For example, look at MK before MKP, Yaga Krizan. Krizan was such a strong leader of the MK to a point that it became a threat to the NC. The NC knew that if they continue like this might end up being a military coup against the ANC. And I think about Krizan, if they're still alive, ANC is not going to do what it does. Military coup was going to stand for the people. Hence, Ulondoza died. For example, look at South Korea. South Korea, after matric, it's a compulsory for them to go to military and be trained. I think that is something that South Africa should consider, where people can train. Now this thing, application nahamba ngobuhlobo esingawazi ukuthi angena abantu bangena kanjani in military. I think it should be compulsory that the young men and women should be afforded an opportunity to go into military, and then they can decide when they're there if they want to stay or not. That will also get us into a point where we don't have old ministers who don't even know anything about the military, but just the knowledge, who don't know the actual experience occupying those positions. Will have good leaders, which will ensure that these political parties do everything in order. They follow the book. We don't end up finding ourselves where there's a rise of some military coup, so that we can, we can bring order in a country. So, what do you guys think? Do you think over time we should have a military coup in South Africa? In as much as we want progressive politics, but so far we see in South Africa that democracy, we are not really doing that well in messaging. And I don't know if military coup is the future, but Burkina Faso did it, and look at them, they're doing really well. Don't you think we need something of that kind, where these people can take over just until there's order, and then we can go back to democracy? Or we should always stick to just democracy and nothing else for sake of progressiveness? Let me hear your views in the comment section down below.
There was a coup in Burkina Faso. The continent seems to be regressing.
Absolutely, and that is something that we said the AU should be firm, that such countries which engage in such activities must be isolated. We don't need military to take over the government. We must subscribe to democracy. The people's choices must be respected, and leaders must not overstay in power. We cannot allow a situation where we regress. We need peace in Niger. We need peace in Burkina Faso. We need peace in Eastern DRC. We need peace in Zimbabwe, where our people should be free to express themselves, and Africans must not even enjoy a single moment of killing each other. It must be the most traumatic and the most painful thing to kill a fellow Africans. Peace.
We salute the progressive leaders of Sahel regime. The struggle against the colonial powers, in particular France, waged by Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, affirms their undying resistance against neocolonialism and imperialism. They are resolved to defend their nation's sovereignty and dignity by any means necessary. It's an example of a true left and progressive